The bandits had pitched camp in a nearby wood. Spirits buoyed by the wine they'd stolen from the cloister cellar, the brigands had not posted sentries.
Another round! To the sisters!
Neve's soldiers were eager, insistent that desecrators would be punished. Yet only the Queen could order the assault.
High time we put these strays on a leash.
Spat the Queen, spurring her horse.
To arms! Follow me!
Tankards clattered to the ground as the strays reached for their weapons. The brigands would not even fathom giving up without a fight.
You can try to win them all, but you won't. My favourite cut of lamb? The shank. Oh, Rivia! Looking to dance, mate? What? Who dares?
You can pay the toll in one of two ways. In silver. Regroup! See if he's had any coin in his pocket. Or his own.
One gold.
You might have got away had you not been hauling so damn much.
Left, right, left, right.
Shh, cork it. Company! Forward march!
Give me a time.
That ain't the white of an eye from half a league away.
Pays late. Again.
Bigger they are, easier they are to target.
You must sweat like a swine in that jacket.
Thing about slings, they hide well.
The Queen's company defeated the bandits and recovered the loot. Silver chalices, reliquaries lined with mother-of-pearl, gold-embroidered robes.
The priestesses would be grateful to have their treasures returned, Your Grace. They would pray ardently for your victory.
Reynard opined.
Yet, you could also keep the silver, expend it on the war effort. And who's to say which, prayer or coin, would be more useful?
Hard times the realm now endures.
The Queen said, after a pause.
Yet this can't justify a lapse in principles. No. We must defend them all the more.
Meve ordered everything returned to the priestesses. All of it, down to the last gulden. Moved by the Queen's gesture, some of the novitiates joined Meve's ranks, aiming to bring succor to any Lyrian wounded in battle. Queen and company rode off with no gold to show for their toil, but most certainly richer in spirit.
Sure, you can bind a rabid dog, tie his four legs together, but you'll not stop him from lashing out and biting.
Melitele will not forget your sacrifice, nor will her faithful servants.
One bolt I need. Can't take it anymore. Armor won't save. Give me a time. Armor won't save. One bolt I need. Give me a time. Can't take it anymore. Give me a time. Ballista, your command.
You can try to win them all, but you won't. can try to win them all, but you won't.
Armor won't stay. One bullet's all I need.
Off to Wetterton, are ye? Bonny tune that. Just the folk of beyond shite.
As they neared Wetterton, the Queen ordered her company to halt. She then sent men to the town for supplies. Those sent returned more quickly than she'd assumed they would, their satchels empty, their mounts foaming at the mouth.
Your Majesty, the townsfolk have gone right mad. Herded all the elves and dwarves at Market Square. 'Tis a slaughter.
The Queen knew well that if she failed to intervene, the town's streets would flow with non-human blood. Just as she knew her meager force might not subdue an enraged crowd.
What is your command, your grace?
Reynard's question pierced the silence.
What can it be, dear friend?
Answered the Queen, then spurred her mount and rode off towards the town. Her troops followed, running as fast as their legs would carry them. When they passed inside the town gate, they saw corpses lining the gutters. Meve realized she had arrived too late to prevent a tragedy. The crowd was drunk on blood. Its rage would need to be quelled with an iron fist.
See your heads bounce down the cobblestones!
Carny Vettles, hungry like a wolf I am.
So much hatred. We must put a stop to it. Reynard, who started this? I must know. Step away, or see your heads bounce down the cobblestones! Reynard, who started this? I must know. So much hatred. We must put a stop to it.
Carny Vettles, hungry like a wolf I am.
We must trust each other. We must strike the largest clusters. Disperse the mob.
Step away, or see your heads bounce down the cobblestones! Reynard, who started this? I must know. So much hatred.
You can try to win them all, but you won't.
Discipline shall bring us. Strike the largest clusters. Disperse the mob.
Happily, Meave restored order without suffering any losses. Reynard then learned that a nobleman's ire had triggered the violence, ire at having discovered a theft.
Suspicion fell on the non-humans he employed. He accused them, they protested, and the row soon engulfed the town. But there's something else, Your Grace.
Reynard gestured towards an aged man who stood grieving, his face in his hands.
I've witnesses who claim the strays of Sparla are the thieves.
Though the tragedy seemed the result of a misunderstanding, justice would have to be served. Those responsible for the slaughter would need to be punished. The question was, how severely?
Your excuses I cannot accept,
said the Queen.
The vipers who called for the slaughter, they will hang. The rest...
Majesty!
A townswoman fell to Meave's feet.
Mercy, please! 'Twere words taken wrong, a misunderstanding.
A misunderstanding? To don another's cape, pay out insufficient change, these are misunderstandings. What happened here was criminal, and you'll be punished as criminals.
The condemned were hanged at once, without regard to the protests of kith and kin. Those non-humans who had managed to hide and survive made a most generous donation in gold to bolster the Queen's force. I'd like to say Wetterton's small melting pot of races lived on in harmony. Yet alas, I'm not in the habit of propagating untruths.
You hanged good folk today, ma'am. And for what? Because they came to the end of their tether?
The Lyrians entered the graveyard. Crickets chirped in its tall, windswept grass, and lush green moss covered its crumbling gravestones. Only a fresh bloodstain upon a mausoleum wall suggested that something disturbed the dead in their rest and hunted the living.
Save your tears, throw us your grief.
An eerie voice sang, its ghastly lament standing Meave's hair on end.
Soon your life too shall cease, as you pass into the eternal glow.
A pockmarked, pustule-ridden creature crawled out from behind some gravestones. It vaguely resembled a shriveled, hunchbacked hag, until its head split into two halves, forming a tooth-spiked maw.
Attack! Everyone!
This harvest will be reaping black-clad heads. My spirit's willing and how, but these damn boots are killing me. Should've listened to me, old lady. This harvest will be reaping black-clad heads. One gold I need.
A lesson in humility coming now.
What was that filth?
The queen croaked hoarsely as the dying monster writhed in agony at her feet.
I know not, your grace,
replied Reynard.
but to be safe, I would have the corpse chopped up and burned. Elsewise, we will not be certain it shall not return.
Yes, have it done.
Meve said, brushing her hair from her beaded brow.
But quickly, lest dusk catch us in this foul place.
The Lyrians soon resumed their march. As they left the cemetery behind them, some believed they still heard the haunting dirge upon the air. Or was it just the wind, whistling past mossy tombstones?
Those bandits, dressed as demons they was, horns on their heads and pig snouts instead of noses.
nuptials, ma'am. Or to cross this bridge here, then ride on straight as piss. An arrow.